Hey
Hey
guys. Go on, Pat. I'm just going to, I'll introduce you in a minute, Patrick. All right, buddy. Hey guys, sorry about that. GoToWebinar playing funny buggers again, as per usual. Brian Parnell here. I am really excited to show you some stuff tonight, or today for you. So it's evening for me here in the UK. And I know it's either late morning or early afternoon for our US cousins. Over the past week or so, I've been testing some really cool backlinking techniques. I'm going to let Patrick give you a bit of an overview of all of that, but I just want to say that it's been working. It has saved me hours and hours. The way that I've actually been doing it has saved me hours of time. When we get to particular points, I will chip in and just discuss the manual process. But if you just, while you're watching little bits, you just think, oh my goodness, if I had to sit there and do this manually, I'd be pulling my hair out. So it works. That's why you're here listening to us, because I wouldn't be bringing something to you that was just a pile of crap. As you know that I bring stuff to you that works, and that's that. So without any further ado, I'm going to pass you over to Patrick. But please, guys, do I really apologise for the lateness and the late start. It's just one of those GoToWebinar kahooies. All right. So, Patrick, over to you.
Hey. All right, thanks, Brian. Really appreciate it. Hey, welcome everybody here. We're gonna spend a little bit of time together, and we're gonna teach you some stuff that maybe you do or don't know. I'm gonna ask you, some questions in reference to what we're doing and some of the things that you think. Terry, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I made you presenter. If you want to click that button, that would be great. So let me ask you a question. Can everybody hear us okay? Okay. Yes? Awesome. Okay, so the question that I want to ask everybody is, how many of you use your Google Drive for your SEO? Give me a 1 if you do that, or 2 if you have no clue what I'm talking about. 2. Awesome. Another 2. Great. Okay. So let me take a couple seconds and share with you. Terry, do me a favor. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you go and pull up your Google Drive real quick? Because what I want to share with everybody is, all right, let me ask everybody another question. And we're going to try to teach you some stuff that whether you participate with the program or not, we want you to take away something. So how many of you know the equivalent of a Word document in Google? What is it? Anybody know? So if you're using Microsoft Office and you're using Word, what could you be using in Google that would be the same? Does anybody know?
Not just the same, but also have an SEO benefit.
Correct. BM, Docs, correct, right? How about, what is the equivalent of Google, or excuse me, Excel? Anybody know what the same with Excel is? Sheets.
Well
exactly.
done.
Well done. We're going to probably give this man a bonus. Okay, how about PowerPoint? Does anybody know what the Google equivalent of PowerPoint is? Maybe we have somebody stumped. Okay. Well, the Google equivalent to a PowerPoint is actually called presentations. Okay. So here's the point of this. Terry, do me a favor. pull up your Google Start New. So if everybody, can everybody see Terry's screen okay? Give me a 1. Okay.
Stick some ones in there, guys. That's it. Here they go. They're coming now.
Great. Okay. So what I want you to see is what Terry's showing you over there is Google Documents. Google Documents is equivalent to Google Word. Google Sheets is equivalent to Excel. Google Slides is equivalent to PowerPoint. Okay. Google Drawings, that is something that we can use to actually take our pictures and do SEO value with that. You realize that you have Google My Maps. I'm sure that Brian has taught you about how to use Google My Maps before. And did you also realize that Google has its own website called Google Sites? So these are the Google properties that we can use, as Brian was saying, for SEO. So here's the thing to take away. If you've got 500 documents on your computer that is got SEO value and links in there, to the properties you're trying to build, your GMBs, your maps, whatever, okay, how many of you think it would be better to take those documents and copy them over to your Google Drive? Give me a yes if you think that's worthwhile, or 2 if it's just nonsense. Okay? So we've got a number of people here, so let's get some answers going. I want to make sure everybody's alive and awake, right? So you think it's better to have your documents on Google or better to have them on your hard drive? And the question is, how many times does Google actually crawl your hard drive for the information that's on your hard drive? Anybody know the answer to that? Matt is exactly right. When you put it on your Google hard drive or your Google Drive, you want to make sure that they are public, not private. Because if you make them private, Google's not going to read them. If you make them private, you might as well leave them on your what? Hard drive. So when you move everything over to your Google Drive, you want to make sure that they're public. Matt, that's an excellent, excellent answer, right? So what we're going to teach you and share with you today is, just the idea and the concept of why use your hard drive to store your valuable documents when you can use Google and you can get all that SEO value. Brian, you illuminated that a little bit earlier, right?
I did
Share
indeed.
with everybody
Yes.
what that means. What does that mean, SEO value on Google hard drive?
What it means is everybody here, because I did do some Facebook ads, so I just want to make sure that before we go in talking about backlinks and stuff, does everybody know what a backlink is while we're talking about this kind of stuff?
Excellent question.
Yes. So just put a 1 in if you do and a 2 if you don't. Come on, guys.
It's not that hard to hit a 1 or a 2, guys. Come on. There we go.
Yeah. So the majority of the guys here, I know all their names. Most of these guys I have spoken to lots of times or trained them and stuff. So a backlink is basically a link pointing to another property. It could be your website, a YouTube video, another Google Doc. Okay. And if you follow me on YouTube, I've got a series of videos talking about siloing of YouTube videos and how to just boost rank of YouTube videos, doing all that. So basically the SEO value is the link from one of these Google Docs. That can be docs, sheets, slides, drawings, Google Forms, Google Maps, or Google Sites. That backlink has SEO value. But the beauty of it is, well, there's two beauties, and I hope I'm not jumping ahead of what Patrick's going to talk about in a bit. But one, it's a Google property. So you've already got a really, the highest domain authority website out there. 2, Google doesn't penalize its own properties when you're doing what you're going to be doing talking about with what Patrick and the team are going to be talking about. And Matt Hart, you're very, very close to what we're talking about right now.
All right, great. So that being said, Terry, let's kind of go in and kind of show what we're doing, why we're doing it, and the value of some of the results that we're getting.
All right. First of all, if you're in your Google Drive, you can create these Google Docs, Google Sheets, Google Slides, all this stuff by hand on your own. But it's a lot quicker to use Ranking Factory Revolutions. We've got different modules here. Let me start with this one, our doc stacker. With many of our modules, we have a feature, save and load. So you can save a document you've set up and then load it again later. So for instance, I can load this in there. In the doc, this doc stacker, we have a title. We have one of our accounts. You can, as far as I know, there's not a limit to how many Gmail accounts you can put in this thing. So feel free to, pile them up. You can pick whatever account you want. There's these 4 tabs. These main 3 tabs here is a buffer document, keyword document, and an article stacker. The first one, there's a reason it's the first one. It's what we call a buffer document. And with it, it's going to build a Google Doc that points to a target URL, and it can be anything you want. As Brian said earlier, it can be a YouTube video, it can be your CPA offer, your affiliate link, your own page, a client's page, an inner page, pretty much anything you want. We're going to build a document going to, in this case, this is a client's inner page. The value of the buffer document is then we're going to create other properties that are going to link to this buffer document. Then the link juice will filter through this to the property. And if any of you have been doing SEO for probably more than a couple years, there have been times when you've done a great job for a client, so great that they're ready to fire you because they don't need you anymore. You've got them ranking well. And when that happens, we can go into our buffer document, change this one URL in the buffer document, and everything else we built, the juice then goes to whatever we put into our new target URL.
It's just like turning off the tap. It's just like turning off the tap for that particular client who's now stopped paying you.
Correct. And you can either then point it to their competitor up the street and get them to start paying you, or if you just leave it off for a week, they'll call you and ask you to, you'll take them as they come crawling back. Often that happens to coincide with an uptick in your prices. But at any rate, you have that option. You're not just stuck going, well, I did get them ranked well. They're in the 3-pack and they're organically in the top couple, and they're, you do a great job for them, and they just figure they don't need you anymore. So that happens. So to create this document, we give it a target URL. We put it in an article. You can put in some HTML touches to it if you want. You don't have to. And then a description and comment. And if I'm doing local, I include the NAP of the business, the name, address, and phone number, and then some variations on the keywords that you'd use for that. If you look over here, we can upload this as an HTML document or as a PDF.
Upload it where?
We're going to upload it to our drive.
Okay.
In fact, let me click upload here. And my browser will open to show me what I've just created.
Now, does everybody understand the value of the name, address, and phone number that's in this document? Give me a yes if you understand it in terms of local. Okay? Because this is what is known as a citation. Okay? Citation basically is verifying that the information about your local business or your client is exactly the same across all platforms. So if you're using exactly the same information that the client has given you for their name, their address, and phone number, this is going to help to validate all that information and give them more power in terms of their citation levels. Does that make sense to everybody?
It certainly makes sense to me. And one of the ways that I like to describe a citation is it's very similar to a backlink for organic. So in organic rankings in Google, you want to have you need to have backlinks with citations, and for the map pack, there's other things that you need, but these citations are like that backlink. So the more citations you have, the more trusted you are for the map pack or Google My Business.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right, and these citations should be the same as the way the business is listed in Google.
Yeah.
And like I said, right now this target is set at an inner page, but it could be set at the GMB, your Google My Business page. And there's a tab here that will tell me the URL of everything I only uploaded one, but you can see that that's what it is. But if I take and I say now I'm going to upload it as a PDF document, so now I've created two copies of this property.
So Terry, that buffer document can be in HTML, and when you click on the upload to PDF, it can still be in HTML, right? Or not?
I'm going to click on each of these and show them to you.
Okay, cool.
This is, I'm clicking on the HTML version. That's what was uploaded. Okay.
Yeah.
So my article, here's my title up there. This is my target URL, the article, and then my NAP down here. Now the PDF looks more like this, and also shows off to the side here what was my file description down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears over here. You can show more and you can see the whole, everything I had in there.
Well, let's stop right there because, Brian, this is pretty cool. This is probably something that you've done longhand before, okay?
Manually, yes. I have actually, that little side bit that you've got going on there, I have...
comments.
Yes, those little comments bits. I have many moons ago, I say many moons ago, I don't know how long ago it is now, I blink and I lose a month, but I have showed people how to do this, and it was all done manually, and people were like, oh God, I can't be bothered to do all this. Have we really got to do this? And, they just realize that it takes a very long time. So it's, I know it takes a long time, but there's...
Yeah, you have to go find your document, right?
Yep.
You have to open it. You have to get into the comments, copy, cut, and paste, and save.
Yep.
What Terry's sharing you right here is that, when you see something that we're going to share with you in a second, you can make multiples of these in less than minutes now, right? And let me ask everybody a question, and because there are some new people here. Do you guys understand the relevance and the significance of doing comments in a document or a PDF? Give me a yes if you do or a no if you don't. Because I'm pretty sure most people, Brian, don't understand the value of comments. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
The thing with the comments is that as long as they are readable by Google, they can then add extra SEO
Relevance
benefits
to your document, right? Yeah.
So here you've got all your keywords. You've got a link, another link going out. Is that the same link as the... Yes, it is the same link as the previous one.
Yes, it is.
And it's just an extra piece of content, really, for that document.
Coming from a Google domain.
Yes.
Exactly. And shareable, right?
Yeah.
Public, right? So what we're trying to tell you, and as Brian said, you can do this manually, and we would really encourage you to do this and create these manually if you don't use the software, and we're going to share with you as we go through here. But literally, these are things that will help your business grow, okay, if you do these. So this is more of a training environment to teach you guys some tricks that you may not have otherwise known, but this is pretty powerful stuff.
It is.
If you just even do it manually, okay? Cool, thanks.
Okay, and so I did the upload as HTML and as PDF. Now let me click over here to the keyword document. And remember, I've got this one and this one. So I'm going to pick on this one. I'm going to copy this, copying the URL to the PDF version of it, and I'm going to make it my target URL for the next thing I do.
That was hard.
I'm just going to use I'm going to load one I've already got, save me having to go find stuff on my computer and type it up, okay? So it's
So
just
Brian, let me interrupt real quick. Brian,
Yes.
do you see the save and load thing?
I do.
How cool is that, man?
That is cool. That is cool. So now I'm thinking that you can build one out, save it, and then for a different one, for a different project, you can then load that back up, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
the one I just loaded, I can run it, and then I can load it again and run it on another one of my
Exactly.
accounts.
That's my thinking.
Or,
Cool.
or I can run it again, but in a different language.
Yeah.
Because there are people in the town where you live that don't speak English as their first tongue.
Yeah.
And more importantly, Google understands all these languages.
Mm-hmm.
We're using the Google API for translation. So Google understands all of these.
Yeah.
So you can get links from Google in various languages that are just as powerful as the ones in English that you understand.
Yeah.
So I just clicked load, put another one in there, and this is strictly a keyword document, just a list of keywords. I can preview here. This is what it's going to look like right here. And each of these is linked to that PDF, this PDF document, which then links out to the client's page.
Are you sitting down, Brian?
So let me upload that. I'm uploading it as a HTML doc. Okay, there it is. Let me upload it as a PDF. And there's that.
Look at that, guys. So that there is now a load of live backlinks back to that buffer document. Correct?
Correct. And was that a little quicker than doing it manually?
Just a little bit, yeah.
All right.
I can type really fast, so I'd have done that really quick. Probably done it quicker, but hey.
Hey guys, we got a question for the audience, real quick.
Yeah.
Before we run this next module, and we're going to show you how to make massive backlinks very fast. Does everybody have a set of depends on, so we don't have any messes to clean up?
No, nobody has. No, that somebody is running off to get his now, he just said. So maybe give it a minute for him to come back.
He said, hang on, I'm going to Walmart. I'll be right back.
All right. Like I said, remember, if you didn't know, we can run this in 24 languages. So
Let's take a second and talk about that, okay? Gonna crap myself. Where's the...
Where I sit. Yeah, just do that, buddy.
Yeah. So Brian.
Yes.
Okay. Let's have a simple little discussion for the benefit of training, right?
Yep.
So Google has translations, and everybody can do what we're about to share with you. But if you create your Word document, transform it over to a Google document, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you translate that into the long way into all these various languages with all the anchor text within them, okay?
Yeah.
Do you suppose that's got some additional value. There's no duplicate content. And is there a possibility that that might show up in the Google search engine because ain't nobody else doing it?
Yeah, it's not only the backlinks. Google will know what that foreign term is in English, right? So one, you're going to have that benefit regardless of, you know, it not being in English. If it's, you know, if you're actually in English. And I've lost my train of thought. What were we talking
the
about?
point was is that not only do you have the backlink in the foreign languages, but the fact is people that live within your communities and your local communities that are of foreign descent, they still speak in many cases their native language in their homes.
Yes.
Right? They search the internet in their native language. Right? They don't search the internet necessarily in English. They search in their native language. So by us doing all of these variations and all these HTML pages and all the things that we're doing, our Google sites and everything else in various languages, you're opening up a chasm of potential clients that absolutely nobody else is tapping into, right? Mm-hmm. So from that perspective, for everybody that's listening, you know, we would encourage you to learn how to use Google Translator in all the documents and sheets and Google sites and whatever it is that you're building. Use this process and technique to open up more potential clients for yourself and more potential buyers. As an example, what about a CPA offer, Brian? Right? Mm-hmm. A Portuguese CPA offer.
Brazil's a big country. If you want to use Brazil, CPA.
Well, Brazil, lots of clients, right?
Yeah, that's
the point is, you're now able to actually create an environment to tap into these offers that you never would have been able to touch before. See what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I'm gonna just let a little, because I'm currently working on a foreign SEO course. So when I first saw this software, it made me chuckle a little bit. But so I'm going to give just a little cat out of the bag to everybody that's on. A great way to get unique content for your foreign offer is go and find an English article and translate it into there's a lot more English articles out there on, you know, the top 10 ways to apply mascara, right? And, you know, and then they'll have loads of other, and I'm talking about mascara because that was one of the CPA offers for Italy that I was looking at with somebody.
Cool.
So, you know, you go and you can find loads and loads of articles all over the internet, take it, put it into this software, click on the translate to Italian, boom, you've already got a totally unique article that is in the language that you need it to be in, that has already got loads of, you know that it works because people have been reading it and everything in English, and then you stick in your CPA links into there. And
that's awesome.
You know,
if the English article you pick was one that was highly ranked, then you know Google already loves the relevancy of it. Exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
So something else with these little stackers and, you know, the keyword document, that every single link that is being generated, and most of the people on the call know that I'm a big advocate of link tiering, you know, building tiers, and, you know, all the juice flows down through and, you know, builds up the power of the end page. Every single one of these links then builds that authority of that buffer site or that buffer page. Would you call it a page or buffer document, I suppose? Yeah.
Document.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it just makes it stronger and more relevant because you're using lots of different keywords. Even though they're in different languages, all of that will flow through and that relevancy will build up the authority of that document. Yeah.
Cool. Right. All right. Well, we hit a hot spot there. So let's go on and show what we can do with this.
Okay. So if our buffer document is our tier 1, then our keyword, these others are tier 2. Okay, so the third tab here after buffer document, keyword document, article stacker. Again, I'm going to see if I can just load something up instead of having to. All right, there I've got now this, if you look right here, you see this is a spun article, okay? It's in Spintax, so which is wonderful, because I've got a button over here that says spin, and it will place, because I loaded this, it's already got it in these articles, but I'm going to go ahead and spin it and put new ones in there. So it generates 5 new articles. On each of them, there's a description comment section that I filled out like I did before.
Nice.
I also add slightly different titles, variations on titles for each of these 5 articles. The original, this would be the first article, and then the next 2. I add some keywords, and these keywords, notice it says anchor text here, wherever this keyword appears in one of these articles will automatically be a link to my target URL, which, going back, my target URL was this PDF right here. So I can use it again. So again, all the juice would go to that
PDF.
To that buffer doc there. Okay. And again, I can upload these 5 articles as HTML and or as PDF. And there's another button down here. I can enable it to, which opened up a new tab here, which allows me to translate it into some other languages. Like you said you were working with mascara in Italian.
Yeah.
You Portuguese. How about one other language? I could do more, but it takes a few minutes, so I don't want to do them all. But
anybody have a suggestion for a language?
Come on, guys, put a language in there.
Any language. Come on.
We got Arabic. We got Chinese, both the traditional Mandarin and simplified. We've got Hebrew and Icelandic and Welsh and Thai, and then the common ones: German and Spanish, Russian, Japanese, Korean. Okay, we'll do a Spanish.
Yeah.
And let me randomly change the order. Okay.
And what difference does that randomly changing the order make?
None.
Okay. Okay.
It's just some people would prefer to have their Spanish first, or because of the way they're going to use it later, they want one handier than another maybe, or something like that.
Okay.
But no real difference in SEO value whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay, so let me run this translation stack. And remember, we're going to be creating 5 articles. The first will run in English, and then 5 in Spanish, 5 in Italian, and 5 in Portuguese. All of them, tier 2, links to our buffer document. Okay, we'll click this. And
when you talk about saving time, Brian,
if you speak all these languages, you could translate them yourself, I guess, by hand. Anyway, there's the second English article. There's the third English article. Notice, again, I have the NAP at the bottom because this is local, but it wouldn't have to be. It could be any target. Now that's our 5 articles.
Could I ask a quick question about that NAP while I know we're watching these build? Could you put that NAP in schema format? Or would the docs not read that?
You can do that.
Okay.
Some HTML is allowed. That's how you have the live links in the article and stuff.
Okay.
And if I go back if I pull up Ranking Factory right now it's working on translating to whatever language was first.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of it, it tells you it's creating and uploading documents. So like I said, Spanish, Italian, and Portuguese will be the next ones that
and it does take a little bit of time to do the translation, Brian, because it actually does it line by line by line.
Okay.
Okay. So, as that is doing it, we just have to kind of sit tight and wait for that to take place.
Yeah.
But the relevancy of what we're doing is the guys that are watching this happen is every one of those hyperlinks that you see, a manicure, you know, those are all links back to your CPA offer or your site or whatever it is that you want to do, right?
Yeah.
And these are the Spanish ones. These are the Spanish articles it's generating now.
Right?
So I don't know how long it would take you to spin out 5 articles and then translate all of them to Spanish. I think probably even if you spoke Spanish, it would take longer than Ranking Factory Revolutions just did.
Yeah.
But it's not going to stop at just Spanish. We're going to go ahead and do, I believe it's Italian and Portuguese also.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And if you look at the top of my screen, you can see the tabs. Each of those tabs, with the exception of the drive at the very end, I can get rid of it. These are all Google properties that have links to either to that inner page or to the buffer pages.
Yeah.
And Terry, are they public or private?
They are public. When Ranking Factory Revolutions uploads these to your drive, it shares them, publishes them, and makes them shares them to the public. Anyone can view them.
And that's another real benefit. Now, I don't know if anybody on here has done this, but you go and create your doc and you want it to be public, and then you go and you click on something and you're like, oh, where Google moved it to now to actually make this blooming document public. And you can be faffing around for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just trying to find out how to make the blooming thing public again. Because they're not automatically public. They're automatically not hidden. I can't remember the private, aren't they? So
because Google Drive was originally intended to store your stuff, not to share your stuff.
yeah,
So, but this, you can go in, and anything that's public, you can go in if you run the drive and make it public. And so Ranking Factory does that for you
yeah.
when it uploads to the drive, makes them public, and then publishes them on the web. And it captures these URLs.
This
And
is
that is
Pretty amazing, isn't it, guys? Is anybody awake?
I'm awake. I think it's absolutely awesome.
Are these intended simply for purposes of SEO? Yes. But they can also be seen, and yes, they are simple, but the purpose of everything, and that's a great question. And Brian, you know, I want to clear this up, right?
Yeah.
Every single thing that we're sharing with you today is for the purpose of ranking a single money site, a single YouTube video, your client's GMB, okay? Everything is funneling to that. Now, here's the potential benefit of that. Even though these are simple, there is the possibility that they will rank on their own. How cool would that be? Even the fact that they're simple, we're going to show you a little bit here how he does this and the stuff that he does, and we can make them a little prettier, okay? But that's a little bit more advanced. But the simple thing is, you know, these are intended, and if you keep this in your mind, Brian, these are intended for backlinks. These are intended for your PBNs. These are intended to be tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 stuff, right?
It is, but when sorry, go on, you carry on.
Yeah, it's just all Google.
Yeah.
Right?
So if this is in, let's say this was ranking number 1 in Google itself, and the URL would show, and it would say docs.google.com, and then you would have your title, whatever the title is, which would be, it would have your keywords in that, and then I think there's a little hyphen that says Google Docs. So when somebody clicks on it, lots and lots of people now know that Google Docs has all of these kind of things. They're not going to be expecting this fan-dabby-dozy looking web page, right? They're going to know it's a Google Doc. But one, it loads blooming quick, which is a ranking factor in itself. But two, it's also mobile friendly, just out of the box.
Exactly.
So it's got all of these benefits that go along with, it being Google, really. So it's fantastic. It really is fantastic. Sorry, Patrick, I spoke over you then, buddy.
No, that's great. So one of the other things, if you look at the link in the address bar, okay, you should copy that link for every single one of these documents that are made, okay? And the reason is because these are what? These are backlinks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to copy these links. So, you know, Gary or Terry can open every one of them, copy the links, and put them into an Excel spreadsheet. Because now you want to use these links as these documents to be backlinks, because within these documents are the backlinks already. So how many times are you double, triple stacking your backlinks on your tiers, right, Brian?
Yeah, lots. But
Lots, right?
But that takes quite a long time, doesn't it? Going and
It does take a long time.
Well,
Yes.
Patrick, this version, the newest version of Ranking Factory Revolutions, stores them for you right here. It saves me work, which is the important thing. So as it's building them,
so my version doesn't have that. There you go. There's me having a bit. I was bitching about the software, and there it goes. It does it for you. How awesome is that?
We're always trying to improve your experience, Brian.
Thank you very much.
yeah, I created those in several languages in the HTML and then in the PDF. Now, see, I'm on a Chrome browser, and Chrome has an extension that's what I was using before this new version started saving them for me, called Copy URLs to Clipboard. And I could click on it and copy, and it would copy all these tabs. So far, 39 properties have been built, some of them having more than one link. You know, so we've already made quite a few links.
Yes.
In, I don't know, less than an hour. I don't know how long we've been.
Yeah, about 35 minutes really, and that's with talking and, you know, faffing around. So yeah, it'd be a lot quicker.
Copy URLs to what? Clipboard?
Yes, but you don't need it now that RF does it for you.
Okay. Well, there's also another way that RF does it for you, right, Terry?
Yeah, but first you've got to collect them. So we've got them collected here.
Right. Okay. But you could also use the grabber.
Right. I'm going to copy these right now.
Okay.
Instead of copying them, let me just click this magic button.
Oh my gosh, that's new.
Oh, nice.
There's our
Brian.
sheets, which is another module. It produces them. It reproduces all those documents, which includes at the top of it is the buffer documents, and then all those tier 2s down there. I can put some keywords in up here. If I go back to my documents
Okay,
stack.
wait a minute. Does everybody remember what a Google Sheet is, right? Tell me that you guys remember with a one. Google Sheets. Is
Or
equivalent to
even
what?
better, type in what the Microsoft equivalent is of, yes.
Spreadsheet. There you go.
They've got it. Awesome.
There you go. Excel. So
I'm just snagging a couple of keywords I'm going to use in Sheets.
sit back and be amazed.
So, and again, there's a place down here for me to put comments or file descriptions. So let me go back to I can just grab this one right here. And put that in Sheets also. Again, there's another instance of the NAP, your name, address, and phone for local. Okay, so now I can preview this, what it'll look like. And remember, it's an Excel sheet. This is what it's going to look like populated. So for this first one, this URL, which is a buffer document, leads to our target URL. And there are two other links, one before and one after it, that are anchor texted, leading the same spot. And then I've got all those that I just created.
I'm just gonna interject just for 1 second, because I know my guys are very savvy when it comes to SEO. So they're going to be looking at this going, oh, but isn't this going to be over optimizing everything? Because what we're doing is we're using, you know, money keywords from, you know, left to right and all of this kind of stuff.
That's a good question. If this were not a Google document, if this were a regular old website, Google would not appreciate you putting this much anchor text and keyword stuffing in it. But since it's a Google document on your hard drive, on your Google Drive, you can do anything you want on it. And Google's not going to punish it because you're using their property, their Google Drive, which they want you to use.
Yeah, and there's also a Google rule that you guys might not have even been aware of, that the John Mueller, and you have the weekly calls and all that kind of stuff.
Yep.
And somebody turned around and said, if I have a page on my website linking to another page on my website, but the link is anchor text, and then I have another page using the same anchor text linking to the original page, is that going to hurt me? And they turned around and said, if it's on your website, it is not going to hurt you, because what you're doing is you're telling the user, hey, if you want weight loss tips or the top 10 weight loss tips, this is the page.
Yeah,
So
go to my other page.
And it's on your own website. And this here is on your own document in your own
Drive.
But even if it wasn't in your own drive, it would still be okay, because in that URL, it still says google.com.
Correct.
So just bear that in mind, guys, anybody that was thinking that.
So we've got
That's a great point. Excellent point.
These 39 URLs that I created. Now we have 3 times that many links. And what the heck, let's just check all of these. And now we're going to run the sheets.
And this one should be quicker because it's only, it's only a couple words, isn't it? Rather than,
Right.
A whole article. There we go. Look at
Right.
it all coming out. Yeah.
Bing. Bing. It's like a Gatling gun. Look at them all.
There's your Arabic. You got Chinese coming up next. That's your simplified Chinese, of course. Everybody probably recognizes that.
Oh, yeah, I knew that. Yep.
And then the Mandarin. We've got...
Sorry, I'm laughing at myself. I apologize. I do that a lot.
If you are amazing and speak 7 languages, I still think the software can do the 24 quicker than you could do the 7 by hand.
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you were able to translate 7 by hand, and when this is done running, we'll have even more URLs, because you can see them just piling the tabs up there. And if you look, when these populate, each one, it's going to change, but it'll be the same. Over here, you can see the little world there? This is public on the web. It's been shared in public. Each one of them. When they upload, they're now shared in public.
So while these are coming out, do you guys do anything from an indexing perspective?
Not directly, but if you look at your Google Drive, it'll tell you when Google last checked it out.
Ah, okay.
They generally it's every 5 minutes.
Awesome.
I could click on one of these URLs, but it would disappear as the new one pops up.
Don't mess anything up. No, that's fine. I just...
But if you've used Google Drive at all, you see up here where it says working, that's because it's making that public and publishing it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But if you stayed on one, it would say, Drive updated 5 minutes ago, 10 minutes ago, whatever. And that's Google looking and going, oh, what are you doing now?
Yeah. So what I was trying to allude to, there's no need for people to go and then pay for other indexing services to get all of these links indexed, right?
Right. And if you want to, use the submit URL to Google or stuff like that because you want it indexed instantly, then you should have done that before March because Google changed their indexing rules. So
I know, yeah.
But yeah, Google looks at your Google Drive regularly. So
yeah.
Let me go over here and see. I think, okay, it's telling me, if you can see down the corner here, that it's finished. It's run all these languages. So just for my own curiosity, now we have 58 URLs.
And
Okay.
just remember, that guys on the call, that isn't 58 links, because this page, just this page here has got. Can you scroll to the bottom for me, please?
Just this page here has more than 100 links.
Yeah, that's it. Awesome, absolutely.
You know, and these have 6, 7, 8, something like that. On each of them, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4 on that one, because the different languages it'll have different amounts. But
Yeah.
you know, so we got different documents here. Of course, this one has plenty.
But
so,
guys, all you guys on the call, you've got to. Are you excited with what you're seeing so far? Is this new stuff to you? One for a yes, it's awesome. 2 for it's not new. I knew all of this anyway.
and you may have known all this, but you've been doing it manually, and you go, my God, that's 2 weeks of work.
Yeah, nobody knew all of this anyway, by the looks of it. So that's great. And it's the time factor. It's it is very new to a lot of people.
We got loving it, awesome.
Doing it manually is just so David's just said that he does it manually. So
here's my question to everybody: is how many backlinks can you count up that you just did just now in numbers, sheer numbers?
Wow.
Yeah, I have no idea. If I had to guess, I'd say in the 400 to 500 range, but I'm not positive.
I reckon. Yeah.
And like I said, I want to show you here. This is just one of these. It's public on the web. Anyone can find and access it. That means Google can. It's also already published to the web.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna save these here for a second to show you something else. But right now, let's go back over here, because this Sheets module and the document stacker, that's just 2 of the modules we've got. We've got a few up there. Okay. And don't get me wrong. This one, all this does is changes. If you don't like this being burgundy and this being pinky here, you can change this to green. And I mean, that's not a module. That's just a,
yeah.
So I don't want to mislead you and think each one of these is their own individual modules, but a lot of them are. We have over here where you can make short URLs. The goo.gl, Google short URLs, which they are discontinuing next year. And if you create a new Gmail today, you can't use it to create short URLs with Google.
Yeah.
If you weren't already doing it, it's too late to start. But that's okay. They have their Google Cloud Firebase short URLs. And when you set this up, the ranking factor, and I will, let me move this over a little bit here and see if I can go click on my APIs over here. Okay. I moved it over a little so you can't see all of my APIs.
Yeah.
But you see we have the shortener API and the Firebase shorteners. We have Google's Maps API and Translation API, and then we can add as many Gmails as we want. The beauty of all this is if I want to switch accounts in the software somewhere, I just go like that and I've switched accounts. There's no logging in, logging out because you're using the API. That helps avoid the obvious footprints of logging in, logging out from the same IP all the time. One of my favorite of the modules, though, is this, the HTML Creator Cloud Stacker. I loaded up one here from my save and load. And this, you put in a title up here. You pick an account. This here, you put LSI, variations on your keywords, basically. This is going in your metadata keywords. So you and I are not going to see it, but Google will see it. That's not intended for humans up there. Mm-hmm. Then this is an article, and I included a NAP in it. You put in a YouTube URL, which it will then embed. And if you've done SEO more than a couple weeks, you know embeds are great. And that's a YouTube URL. Over here, you can put another embed code. I put a map in there. You can put in all sorts of things. Anything you can iframe, you can put in here.
Awesome.
Then you list some keywords, a target URL, and you've got a little button over here, which right now I'm using the Firebase, Cloud Firebase for shortening, but it will create short URLs so that each of these anchor text will be live linked to this target URL. Up here you can see where I can preview what this page would look like if I did nothing else right now. Okay, the title, which is up here, would be linked to my target URL. My video would be embedded right here. Then my article, which I have some keywords in it because it is HTML article. I have my NAP. I have my map, which is for another account. I just picked out a my map just to show you what you can do with the my map. And then there are my anchor text keywords from down here. I want to show you real quick at this embed code, going back to our sheets that had over 100 links right there. I can take this. I'm not in my account, am I? But that's okay. I'm going to iframe this. After the map, let me put a little break in there. And create an iframe.
So Brian, what Terry's trying to share with you and everybody here is these are some of the things that you can do on your own. There are simple little HTML courses out there that can teach you what we're doing here. But this is a little bit more advanced for your SEO guys who know a little bit about HTML. And for those that don't know, don't worry about it. We will have training to share with you. But for some of those that were wondering about, well, the site doesn't look pretty, okay? This kind of solves that problem a little bit, right, Brian?
Yes.
And you can see
you can put
I am
in there.
under my map.
Sorry, buddy.
I embedded these sheets. That's okay. I embedded this sheets, which looks a little out of place, but that's okay because I can go back in and decide that I want, for one, I want that map to be centered. So I'm going to center both of these. And I don't want that sheets. I want Google to see it, but I don't want any humans noticing it because it's a little out of place. So I'm changing the height of it to just 5. So now the Google Sheets appears under the Google Maps, which is going to be centered now. But it appears looking like a line because I've only got it that deep.
Yeah.
So humans aren't going to see anything but a cute little line under my map.
And you could just do 1 pixel by 1 pixel, and it would just be a tiny little dot that nobody would see anyway.
Right. You can do something like that. But I just want to show you, you can. Yeah. This still has all the power of those 100+ links right down in this little strip here, because Google will see them.
Yeah.
That's awesome, isn't it?
It is awesome. Now, because there was a little while ago where I'm just going to interject reference iframes where Google actually said they could not read iframes and did not read iframes. I don't know if anybody remembers back that long. I've been doing this a long time. But they definitely do now follow iframes. And I don't, right. It was John Mueller, somebody else actually, that confirmed that they do take notice of what's in an iframe.
In fact, if you go to your drive and pull up Doesn't matter if it's a document, slides, presentations, whatever it is, and you'll see where you can get an iframe embed code from it.
Mhm.
Google definitely uses iframes again.
Yeah.
So, so I've created this page and I say, okay, this is the way I want it. I mean, obviously, in here you can play around with the HTML. You don't have to have links embedded in it, but you can. You can make it bold or all that kind of stuff until you say, okay, this is what I want. Then we go to this next tab, our cloud stacker. I'm proud of this module right here myself, and we can add several different cloud accounts.
I love this one, by the way. This is my favorite bit too. Just love it.
Does everybody know what a cloud account is, let alone a cloud stacker? Right? Let's first define that. Otherwise, we need to explain what a cloud account is and the value of it. Okay? So
right.
Does everybody know what a cloud account is? Let me know.
I don't know if Andrew knows what it is or not, but he just said he's really crapping himself now. So I would say that he knows what that is. Yeah. But just give an explanation anyway.
All right. Basically, the whole idea of clouds got started because Amazon was spread out around the world, distribution places all over the place. So they just created an intranet, a bunch of servers all over the place that would keep all their data so they could, more than one person could access it and look at it at a time for their shipping purposes. And then somebody at Amazon said, you know what, now that we got all these servers set up, we got more storage than we need. We could probably sell that to people. So Amazon decided to set up this cloud accounts where anybody could sign up for a Amazon Web Services S3 cloud account and store your own stuff there. And Google and Microsoft, not wanting to be left behind by Amazon, said, we got lots of servers. So they formed cloud accounts. It's just a bunch of servers sitting in a few different places out there. They're not actually in the sky, but they're backed up, and their intention was for you to store things there so that you could access them from different locations. We're not using them exactly that way. We're storing things there, but making them public so anyone can access them from there. And when you say anyone, that includes the SERPs. Google can access them. Bing and Yahoo can access them. So the stuff you put out there is public. And when we set this up, you create an Amazon account. Then you go in here and you put in your access key, your secret access key. You give it a name, and you add it so that you've got your Amazon cloud account here, your Microsoft cloud account, your Google, and you can have more than one Google account. I mean, I've got a couple cloud accounts. I mean, GitHub, pCloud, Alibaba. On this machine, I don't have all my clouds in here, but it doesn't matter. For these purposes, we can, knowing that they're in there, I can say, okay, I want this page I just created that I've decided is the way I like it. In the Cloud Stacker module, I can say, I want to upload that to Amazon, to Google, and to Azure, Microsoft's. Incidentally, this Azure, that's the color of the blue screen of death. It's called Azure. That's why they named it that way. But anyway, so I've got my accounts in here, and these accounts have storage containers in them where I can store my stuff. I can name them whatever I wanted to. So if I go in here, it's going to get my list of storage containers there, storage containers there, and storage containers there. So I can pick one. It doesn't really matter because I'm just messing around right now. I can go in and delete these also if I want later. And then again, like with the languages, which is the reason I showed it to you in languages, you can change the order of these if you want. If you say, no, I'd rather have that one be first, I'd rather have it be second, and Google third, whatever, you can arrange them however you want.
And there is some significance to that one, Brian. Okay?
Yes, yeah, definitely is. Definitely is.
And
in the search engine,
Go ahead and explain the significance, Terry. It's important.
I'll tell you what. Let me click this button, and it'll do the stack, and then we'll explain it a little better to you. So there, just created it. There, I said it 3 times because it created it 3 times.
Nice.
It created it. You can see this. This is a Windows.net page. Okay, this is the page I just created. Okay, and it's now on Windows Cloud Server. If I click on these, again, this is the Windows one, which we look here, I had Windows 3rd. So the Windows one, if I were to click on one of the links, it takes me to the Google one that it also created. So the stacking these links, the link juice from here, from the Microsoft one, is going to the Google one. From the Google one, it's taking you to an Amazon one. So they are stacked, so the link juice runs downhill through the Amazon to my target URL. I prefer Amazon to be the first tier in my clouds because Amazon's cloud was the first cloud and has immense authority, and these pages will rank. And then when your client says, why do I want that ranking on page 1? That's not my website. Yeah, but it just kicked one of your competition off of page 1.
Yeah.
And and anybody that sees this will have your phone number to call you. They'll have your information right here. They have a map, all that stuff. So it's a good thing if you can take away a position on page 1 from your client's competition.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point, by the way. So anybody who's on, you guys that are on here, take a note of that. That's a really, really good point.
And like the other parts we did, it saves the URLs here too. So I've got them. If I want to, I can select them and copy them, take them over, and if I wanted, I could add them to the end of my sheets and run it again if I want. And like the others, it's got a save and load feature, which means I can go back here and say, okay, I'm going to run this again because one run I didn't quite get, I got movement, but I didn't get as much movement as I want. So I could run it again in a different account, or I can run it again in a different language. So put a 1 in there if you can see the power of this cloud stacking, Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Alibaba, GitHub, in a variety of languages and in several accounts in each language if you want. That's a bunch of juice all trickling down to your target URL, whether you're trying to rank a video, a CPA offer, affiliates, local, trying to get your clients GMB in the 3-pack, all that kind of stuff.
It doesn't matter what you're trying to do online, this stuff's going to rank it. Simple as. And it's just
not only
as a click of a button.
Hundreds of links, they're all coming from Google properties, except these. Granted, some of these links are coming from an Amazon property, some come from Microsoft property, so they're not slackers. They're still good links.
Yeah, they are. And it's great for a bit of diversity as well. That's what I like about this bit. It's you're getting a load of high authority, I want to say sites, that's not the right word, but it's just trickling down. And I love the whole stacking. It's just another way of doing your tiers.
Right.
Tiering and tiering and tiering, and just having all that juice flowing all the way through.
Now,
Terry, I got a question for you.
Yep.
Hey, Terry.
Go ahead.
I got a question for you and for the audience. Hey, is there anybody in that's ever wanted to do rank and rent or something in the local where they're paying you a regular monthly fee? How many people here have lost a client that was paying them? Can you give me a 1 if you'd lost a client?
Yeah, because you did such a great job.
Would you like to hear a method of never losing all your properties you've built up? You've built all these tons of links and backlinks and did all that work. How would you like to know a way that all your properties stay and you can change one link and you change your client and all your work is still there and you could change clients on the fly?
Well, Gary, while you were out getting your depends, we mentioned that earlier. Just change this one URL on our buffer document.
Right, but I wanted to kind of reinforce that buffer doc of changing that target URL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's powerful or if you're doing launch jacking, CPA offers, and the offer ends or the launch is over. I built up all this juice. Granted, I did a lot quicker with software than I would have by hand, but I hate to have it wasted. Oh, well, wait, there's another offer for waterproof mascara instead of your other mascara, whatever.
Yeah.
No problem. Let's just change it over and send all our juice to that one. As long as it's in the same niche, hey, why not?
Yeah. And it does happen.
And Brian?
People do just walk away from you. I've had it happen lots of times. And, from a person who builds lots of PBNs and that kind of thing, it is a royal pain in the butt to then go through and have to change all the links to a brand new client, and which I do because I think that, that's tough on
that work.
other people that, and it does work, but it's a pain, So this is just changing one thing.
Yeah, you mentioned PBNs, private blog networks. This is a public Google network.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's a PGN.
Yeah.
So, hey, Brian, one of the things to just, enforce what we just said is that you can build out these campaigns for mascara, right?
Yeah.
Like you said. And, sometimes, and I'm sure this has happened to you before, where you've got a good offer, you're making some money, and all of a sudden the offer changes or the conversion stops, or they actually pull the offer.
Yeah.
Right?
All the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you built and spent hours and hours and hours and hours of driving all of this traffic, through these properties that you built to that one single offer, it's trash.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah.
Right? How beautiful is it to just go into your one document and change a single link to another mascara offer from another company or even the same company, and you didn't lose anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And not just that, if you're aware going in that you can do that, you can set up these campaigns and save them and just have it on beauty tips.
Yeah.
So you can switch it to any, the link can go to anything beauty tips related. Whenever the offer you're doing right now runs out, or if there's another offer in Brazil, you do it, run it in Portuguese to the other one, run it in Italian to the other one in Italy, and so on and so forth. As long as your article is a big enough niche that you can cover those different CPA offers at once.
Yeah.
Right.
Save,
So
load again, and run it in a different language.
Nice.
So what I'm saying here, Brian, is regardless of what people are seeing us do with the software, I just want to make sure that everybody understands the concept so that they can learn from this teaching that you don't build all of your properties to go to a single offer. I want to make sure everybody understands you build all of your properties to go to what we call a buffer page or a Google document, right?
Yep.
And you can do this by hand. And so all of the stuff that you're going to build goes to that buffer document. And then within that document, that's the train switch. I think of it this way. I'm standing on the railroad tracks and a train is coming at me and they're just about ready to run me over, but I hit the switch. And what happens when I hit the switch? That train goes to another track.
Yeah.
Right? You see that in the movies all the time, right? So if you visually think about that, that's what we're doing. We're giving everybody the idea and the power to just hit that switch, put that other URL in there, and all of that traffic is going to switch to that new offer, right?
Yeah. It's that added level of, well, it's control and protection all at the same time.
It gives you an advantage of having, you can create evergreen properties that are going to stick around, and you can use them again and again for various offers, whether it's CPA or affiliates or launch jacking or whatever it happens to be.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I showed you a little bit earlier how many different tabs we have up here. Now, one of the modules here, which is called the link grabber, you put in an account. Doesn't really matter what account. I'll put my own in here. A keyword, and it's gonna sign in over. Want me to log in, but put in a keyword, and oh, I'm sorry, log in here. The value of this though is it'll go through my Google Drive or my photos, my Blogger, my YouTube, and find any documents, PD, anything I've built in that drive that it associates with this keyword. So I don't have to go back to my drive, open it up, and search for everything I did related to a weight loss client, a plumber, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever. I can put in a keyword that I know works for that and pull them all up. Okay, it's you can see it's logging me in over here. Well, the bastages, I can do that. Let me, I'll confirm my recovery.
Have you used that part yet, Brian?
Did you get a chance to use the link grabber? And I'll click. He had to get another pair of Depends, I think.
Okay. Case studies, David. Case studies, yes, sir. We're going to share some case studies.
Sorry, I was on mute. I had a coughing fit, and then I had a bit of a.
Okay.
I was still on mute. What was the question again?
Have you used the link grabber yet?
I did, only for Google Plus though.
Okay.
Just to see what it would pick up. And I just typed in SEO, and it came up with quite a bit. It was good. Yeah.
How would you have to go try to find all of those, eh?
Yeah, I wouldn't like to have to even think about that. But yeah, the thing with Google Plus is it's another Google property, and then you can start back from, you can do your Google Sheets and stick all those links in there, add in your keywords. It's really, really, really powerful.
And Drive takes a while, because if you've been using your Drive long, you've got a lot of stuff in there. So it takes a little longer to get it. But once you get the links, if you wanted to, you could just click this button, send them to Sheets, and suddenly you've got 3 backlinks to each one automatically, just like that, as another tier for your properties in your Google Drive.
Yeah. Excellent. I'm just going to
there's my stuff in my drive that related to that.
Yeah, brilliant. This is awesome.
And on this link grabber, I was only doing Google Drive. If I'd done photos, Google Plus, there is a Blogger associated in this account, the YouTube account. I mean, I could have brought up a ton more stuff, but I don't need to right now. But like I said, I have the option of clicking send URLs to Sheets, and suddenly they're all in there.
Yeah.
And I can run that just like that. So that's a tool that you probably won't use a whole lot, but when you do, it saves you a lot of time going through your own drive to find everything. So
yeah. Well, it's just another way to, let's say something was, I don't know, it was number 3 and it ended up dropping down to number 5. You now go in and you can power up your existing links just like that.
Yep, just add another tier.
There's no other software out there that can do that.
Now, and besides the link grabber, we also have one called the G Drive tool, And it does a similar thing, except the links, it grabs the links and brings them to you in the edit version. So all you do is click on them if you want to change them. If you forgot to use a buffer tool, you could go in and then change the links in every one of yours to your new client, that sort of thing. But it brings up the editable versions of all those links on whatever keyword in whatever account. That's the big difference between the link grabber. This grabs the public links. The G Drive tool grabs your private links, so you can edit if you need to edit something in your that's in your drive.
Yeah.
We'll touch real quick on this one. Google Sites. We talked about Google has Google Sites. I'm not going to build a site. My gosh, that's a lot. Even building it with this software takes a few minutes. So,
It is a little bit slower, yes.
Generally, you want to have a home page, an about page, a privacy policy, a contact us page, and you may want to have some additional pages, and you can create them here. You put in your name, phone, website, if you got a Google Plus account for it, address, email, Twitter or LinkedIn. It'll remember those and automatically put them into your contact page. You have a title up here, which will be automatically put into your privacy page. The About Us, the home page. Once you've filled out this information, you put in any images you want here. Decide on a theme. Doesn't really, as you play with this, you'll find a theme that you really like, and you'll decide to use that one. It doesn't matter to me which theme you use. And then you put in your article, your spun article. I've got a spun article up here, don't I? I got a spun article right here.
Can that be nested spun?
Yes, it can.
Cool.
So I put in a spun article here and click spin. Now I've got some content in my home page. Had I put in images, you could choose what image you want for your header or an image in the body, a footer image, links for your footer or your header, a YouTube link if you want to embed a YouTube in it, or a map, a calendar. Google Calendars, very powerful, folks. There's going to be a module of Google Calendars coming up also. And if you get Ranking Factory Revolutions, when calendar module is added, you don't pay any extra. When the maps module is added, you're not paying any extra. Sorry, Gary and Patrick, if that was not the plan, you're stuck now. But
oh well,
But anyway, there you got your content for your home page, your About Us page. You can put whatever you want. The privacy policy. This is a boilerplate privacy policy page that will fill in the title of your page from what you have up here for you, and it meets Google's privacy policy standards. The contact page will populate with what you've put down here: a name, address, phone, email, URL, stuff like that.
Yep.
And then any of your optional pages that you've created. Again, on all of them, you can alter the images that you use. You can put in maps or calendars.
So, Brian, have you ever sat and made Google Sites before?
I have. It's a pain in the ass.
It is. It is. So what we're doing here is just giving everybody a really simple template, to fill in the data, and then it will go and it will create the Google Sites for you, at which point in time, as again, what I said earlier, they are not the Miss America pageant, right? So it builds them and then gives you the opportunity to go back and pretty them up. But the beauty of it is that it does create the juice. It does create the links. It creates everything that we want it to do.
Yeah.
And then gives you the opportunity to go put a lot of embed codes, image embeds, calendar embeds, map embeds, all the things that we're chatting to give additional more relevancy. And we have a whole series on, how to use Google Sites. We're probably going to have a training class coming up on it because in itself, it is its own, entity, kind of, sort of, but it is an integral part of the ranking factor revolution process. So let me just kind of stop right here for a second. Is there anybody in here that's just overwhelmed with the awesomeness of what we've created here for you?
Am I allowed to
Give
say
me a one. I mean, literally, right? Yes, you're overwhelmed. Let me say, don't let that stop you, okay? Do not let that say, I'm overwhelmed, it looks too complicated. This is not rocket science, guys. These are templates. All you have to do is create the information to fill in the blanks. Is there everybody in here fill in the blank? You okay filling in the blanks, right?
Yep.
Okay. So, you know, and Brian, you've used this already.
I have, yes.
Okay. And so is it difficult?
It's not difficult, no.
Okay. Can there be segments of confusion? Sure, right?
Yeah, I think
And
for me,
but with the training, we solve that.
yeah.
You know, some of the setup issues we have no control over, okay? But you have to set up your APIs, okay? It's simple. You have to set up your cloud environments. Sometimes those can be a little bit tricky, but they don't have anything to do with what we're giving you from a product. But once those are done, it's pretty much done, and you don't have to worry about it anymore.
And we do have videos on how to do all of those, setting up your
And we
API.
have training videos, exactly. There's training videos to get you done. And more importantly, Terry, you can finish what you're doing here in a second, but Brian, you're in the Skype group, right?
No.
We didn't add you? Oh, we didn't want you in there. Okay, that's fine.
No, you said I smelt too much, which I thought was a bit rude, but...
But literally, guys, and I'll ask Terry to bring up the Skype group in a second. We have almost 500 people in our Skype group, okay? And this is one of those situations. Brian, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever bought a product and you paid for the privilege to be in a private Skype group?
Yes.
30 days later, how many people were active in that paid Skype group?
There's been a few. It's not just the people, you know, the actual users that are active that become non-active. Sometimes, nearly every time, even before the 30 days are up, the people that have produced the software or the group, for whatever that group is, are nowhere to be seen.
Exactly. Right?
They're moved on to building a different software for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
To get
Right.
money. Yeah.
And so what I want to share with everybody is, you know, don't let this overwhelm you, because once you master this, we're going to show you some examples in just a second because we're running a little bit late, Terry. Okay? So, you know, let's pop over to showing them. We're going to show you the Skype group in a minute, but here's a question. How would you like to learn how to take a single dollar bill, and turn it into $1,000 monthly recurring income in less than 2 weeks? Would anybody like to do that?
Everybody's saying yes, dude.
Yes,
Everybody's
sure.
saying yes.
Okay.
People would also like to see the maps bit if we can.
Maps isn't done yet.
Okay.
Maps is coming. Calendar. And here's the beauty. Here, Brian, this is where I really get excited, right?
Yeah.
Now, with what you've seen so far and your experience in this internet marketing world,
Mm-hmm.
okay, what would you expect to pay for this kind of product as you see it right now? You don't have to give me an answer. Okay?
Yeah,
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
So this is better than a lot of things that I pay $250, $300 a month for.
Right. Okay. We're not done. So technically, this is still a beta product. Does everybody understand that we are not finished with what you see.
Yeah. Can I?
Terry just blew everybody's mind.
Yeah,
Sorry.
people are just having a bit of a mind meltdown, but in a good way when they see what you've just put in front of us right now. I love this picture.
That's one of my maps. That's one of my maps. But and just so you know, that map unfortunately was built manually. A pain in the ass, but it's not that bad, I guess. And I've had some input in the maps module, so I'm not going to say every one of your maps is going to look like this, but I think the maps module, when it's done, will be pretty awesome.
Great.
And you'll have the opportunity to have stuff like this, right? As we begin to build the maps out. So, and Brian, here's what I was trying to get at. I'm 66. Not that that's relevant. Gary's 67. Not that that's relevant.
No.
Dr. Leon, who's part of our development team, is 67. Not that that's relevant. Okay?
They're old, in other words, is what he's saying.
Just a bunch of old gits. I get it.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of old geezers that, we don't need to sit here and make a product every 3 days.
Yeah.
This is our retirement. This is our business. This is what we do. Okay?
Yeah.
And so when I say to you that if you buy this, can you believe that I still have people that are paying me $19.95 a month for Ranking Factory? Does that shock you?
It does, yeah.
Okay. And you know why? Because we honor what we say. And when we say we never increase the price because we're adding more shit, excuse the language, we mean it.
Yeah.
So the guys that started with us a year ago at $19.95, they're still paying $19.95.
Yeah.
Okay? So anybody that participates with us, they're locked in for life with our price point, no matter what we add to it. Okay? And I know people are going to start asking me the price point, and I'm not going to tell you that yet. But the simple fact of the matter is what Terry was showing you with that map is an example of stuff that we're going to be building. So real briefly, Terry, pull up your 3-pack, and we're going to give one simple example here of how powerful this is and how you can turn a single dollar, into $1,000 a month recurring.
All right, I just want to show you real quick. This is some of the stuff going on in the Skype group. So it's fairly active all the time. But what I want to show you was, for instance, someone, this is yesterday, put in there that they're getting just getting started with their cloud stuff, and they're going to do some iframing experiments, and they will keep everyone posted. That's the theory of our Skype group, is that we're not competitors. We're here to help each other.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going after the same clients Brian's going after, or vice versa. The world's big enough for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So people help each other. They'll
well, look at how many. Just scroll up and down, just so that you can see, guys. This is just from yesterday and today. Look at how active we are. And if you don't have an answer to something, you come into our group or Terry's group. He does a lot more training than I do. But there are people here that, Brian, when you get in here, you're going to be amazed that everybody just jumps in to try to help. It's amazing.
Yeah. That is, you don't see that very often.
It's absolutely amazing, right?
Yeah.
So, this is a very critical part of who we are and our training. And I just want everybody to see that this is not, this isn't bullshit. This is real.
Yeah.
This is absolutely real. Okay?
And one thing I just want to see,
here's the way our training works. We've got training for all this, setting everything up. Each of those modules went through. There's training on how to do it. So nobody's left out hanging. But the Skype group will keep you up to date and let you know when there's something going on, or help you get through it anyway.
And so, Brian, if you accept my invitation, I'll add you to our Skype group right now. Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. So let's go into our dollar story, Terry, and then we'll wrap up with questions because we're getting a little long-toothed here.
Okay, the beauty of this software, as we've talked earlier, is you can rank a URL, whether it's a video, whether it's a client's page, CPA offer, doesn't matter, okay? So one of my clients told me he was going to have a friend of his call me, see if I could help him out. So the guy called me, we talked for probably 20 minutes or so, and we set up an appointment to meet in a couple of days. I, of course, had gotten some information from him on his website, what he was doing, you know, that sort of thing, so I could go in and speak halfway intelligently. And I went ahead and met with him, told him his website, first of all, was, if it was furniture, you'd probably call it Gothic. I mean, it looked like it was built in the early 90s before there was anything but dial-up. But he liked his website. I don't know why, because he'd gotten 2 calls from his website in the last year and a half. But he liked it. He thought it looked nice and fine, whatever. Because I talked to him about, you know, updating his website. No, I like it just fine. Okay, that's not an option. Anyway, I handed him my proposal for what needed to be done. That included citation stuff for his local. He's national, does sell stuff nationally, so for national and stuff, $1,000 a month, bottom line. He said, I'm not sure I can afford to pay you $1,000 a month every month for your service. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, have you got $1 in your pocket? He said, well, yeah, I think I got $1. And I said, okay, I'll tell you what, give me $1. Let me play around a little bit, and let's meet next week and talk about what I've done and what else I could do, so you have some idea of where your money would be going. And he said, okay. So this was like a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and we're going to meet the following Friday. So about 10 days. So 10 days later, we meet up, and I showed him one of his a keyword. One of his keywords is body armor. Okay, he sells to police departments, stuff like that. He won't sell to you or I, but that's okay. I'm out of school now. I don't need body armor anymore. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. That's probably politically incorrect. But anyway, this, if you look here, that's an Amazon cloud site. This is an Amazon cloud site.
Yeah.
His phone number, his information, his metadata, I mean, the description and stuff. It's all him, but those are not his website. No way his website's going to rank for this, because it's a crappy website. But that's okay, as long as people call him.
Yeah.
As long as people click on it, it doesn't matter to him, because he was like, my website, in his mind was, my website's ranking right at the top. I didn't tell him, well, if you look closely, you'll see it's not your website, because it didn't matter to him. It was his phone number, and in the 2 days before we sat down for the second time, he'd already gotten some calls from what I had done for him for $1.
Excellent.
So now he's a client. He realized the value. This is just one area, because he's national, and he realized it'd be worth giving me $1,000 a month. And in his mind, and someone, I'm sure by now, probably has pointed out to him that these are not actually his site that's ranking at the top, not his URL, but it doesn't matter to him. What matters to him is he's getting phone calls and making sales.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure those sales are more than paying for me, or he would quit, right? I mean, so, but to get a couple of pages ranked, especially cloud pages, that's the beauty of that HTML creator and cloud stacker. Cloud pages can rank pretty quick, and they're powerful. So I rank a couple Amazon pages, but have the information for him, because where did I put my cloud pages? Somewhere up here. Yeah, I can put whatever information I want in. So I can put a video of his, embed a video of his, have his information up here, a map for him, various keywords, all that kind of stuff. And if they rank and he gets a call, it doesn't matter to him how they found him and called him. What matters is that they do.
Okay. And Terry, the last thing I want you to share with everybody is the one that we took from the maps that was not on the maps. He didn't even know what you were doing, and share with everybody, the results of that one, and then we'll open it up for questions. And I guess everybody wants to know how much this is going to cost. So give me, everybody take a guess at what our price point is and what you think this product is worth. Just tell me what you think it's worth. How's that? And then we'll get to sharing some bonuses and some other things so never place private docs on Google. You only want to put your docs on Google public if you want Google to see them. If you want to make them private, then that means you don't want to see them. But watch what Terry's going to share with you here. Okay? Oh,
I live in Greensboro, North Carolina, so I have clients that are local. Not all my clients are here, but I do have some that are local. So let me show you real quick. This is a client, okay, that was not in the 3-pack. There are 3 now. I expect, and you can, anybody that's watching, you can do this search in another week and see if I've got them up to here yet. But I did made a little video, and I showed in a video, did a search and showed somebody down farther in the 3.
Number 11. I think we should number.
And then in the video, I said, so I'm going to take this one and they have some reviews. Now, I shouldn't give this away, but this is part of what I did was, if you click on this, you see these reviews. I can bring up this guy's review right here. See this share link? I can run a campaign to this URL right here. That helps their GMB.
Yeah.
So so that's the kind of stuff I did for their GMB, running campaigns, and got the guy up in the top in the 3-pack from 11, and I told everybody, this is what I'm doing. Feel free to check on it as time goes by. And 3 days later, somebody said, I show them at number 3. And somebody else, a couple days later, I show them at number 2. Because it's proximity-based, the 3-pack, not everybody was seeing them the same spot. The important thing was the guy saw himself in the 3-pack.
Yeah.
Okay, and was getting calls. So he will be a client of mine the 1st of July. He's got to quit paying Yext. His contract will be over at the end of June.
How much is he going to pay you? That doesn't matter.
I don't know if I shared that before, and I don't think I want to. But
no, that's why I changed it. It doesn't matter what he's going to pay you. Okay, it's irrelevant, right?
But he wasn't paying me anything. He's not paying me anything right now.
Exactly.
He will be. So
Brian, Brian, here's the question.
Yeah.
And I want you to answer this, right? For all of the people that follow you, and all the people that trust you, and all the people that know you, and all the people that listen to what you say, okay, do you think that with Ranking Factory and training, that there's not a single person in your sphere of influence that couldn't do what Terry did which is go find somebody that's number 5, right?
Yeah.
And the reason that I say number 5 is if they're number 5, did they used to be in the 3-pack?
Yeah, when it was a 7-pack, they were in there.
Correct.
Exactly.
So they understand the value of being in the 3-pack now.
Yeah.
It's the same as being in the 5-pack or the 7-pack. They were getting leads, right?
Yeah.
So if you go pick number 5 or number 4 and you're able to move them up into the 1, 2, or 3, Brian,
Yep.
how easy is it going to be for you, even if you're afraid to pick up the phone and call people, right? You're absolutely, deathly afraid. But if you've done that and they don't know it and you call them and say, take a look at your listings and see where you are, and I did that, do you want to keep it or shall I give it to somebody else? How much money do you think that your members can be making just on this one concept?
That is an absolutely amazing concept. You do
This
it
is another one.
day in, day out, right?
Loss place. They were at 6 or 7, and I put them up into the 3-pack. And you know, it's just a matter of after they're in the 3-pack, you wait a week and you call and say, "How's business lately?"
Yeah.
"Oh, it's doing great. We're doing great." Has it picked up in the last week? Reason I'm asking is if you pull up on Google and you Google whatever the phrase is, you'll see, you know, you're in the 3-pack. "Oh, how did I get up there?" "I'm glad you asked." You know?
Yeah. Or I got you up there. Yeah.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
So with everything, I know that we've gone a little while here, but I just want everybody to understand that this is not just about SEO, okay? This is about really making money, making your first dollar maybe, or increasing your $1,000 a month to $2,000 a month, okay? Because everything that we're sharing with you here is an opportunity to get eyeballs on whatever it is that you're going to do. And quite frankly, Brian, this whole 3-pack and, you know, anonymously doing that for somebody and then telling them that you did it, it's an easy $500.
It is. Easily. Yes.
Yeah, easy. And the relationship of how much you can charge is based on the ROI of the customer that they get, right, Brian?
It is, but it's also a foot in the door. Once you've got your
But
foot in the
everything
door
else
with the
that you
client,
do.
you can sell them other stuff, right?
Oh my God, yes. If their website sucks.
Yeah.
They immediately trust you once they've seen what you've done, and I don't think of them as a $500 client. I think of them as $6,000 a year.
Yeah, nice way of thinking about it. Yeah.
Exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
that's another $6,000 this year. If I get a $500 client, if I get a $1,000 client, that's $12,000.
Yeah.
And they will call you and ask your advice on things.
Yeah, I have
Pretty
that.
much-
I have
Pretty
that
much
now.
all
Yeah.
things web related, they will call you because you're now the expert. You've shown what you can do, and they will call you and say, "You know what? We're thinking about running. Do you think we should run some AdWords?" Or I've had a guy call me and say, "I'm going to send you something. I want your opinion." And he sent me the contract Yellow Pages wanted him to sign for a new Yellow Pages ad. And I said, "John," I wrote him back. I said, "John, for half of that money they want you to spend, I could rank you for a whole bunch more terms." You know, he's already ranking for his main keywords, you know, and
Yeah.
like, you know, you can pay me a lot more, John, if you're willing to pay Yellow Pages for the 4 people in town that still have a Yellow Pages. But you become the expert. They trust you, and so they will call you and ask your opinion on things. We're thinking of updating our website. You think that's a good idea? We've been talking about it, and everybody said, "Well, you know, we got let's check with Terry because he's the web guy that we deal with."
Yeah.
With Brian or whoever, they will call you and ask you about web-related stuff. Some of which you have to say, "You know, I'm not sure, but I'll get back to you," because it may not be in your wheelhouse, but they're still calling you because you're seen as an expert.
Yeah.
So how many people want to see how much this costs? Do you have any children? Because I do take children as collateral. Okay?
That's because they can run this for you. It's
That's
simple.
exactly right. I just need more workers. I'm happy to take children on on barter here. So somebody give me a price point. What do you think this is worth? Anybody? Well, I can tell you what it's worth. A lot more than what you're going to pay. So here's the link. Tell me if you can see it, Brian.
I can now see it. Yes.
Okay. So Sam, you're number 4 in Google for a keyword. Can I use Ranking Factory to push my money site up a few spots? Yes, you can.
That's what it's for.
That's what it's for. So here's the link. It's a quick little pretty link. I'll leave it on here. I'll actually put it in the chat as well. Also, we've got a keyword tool that we use that we built for ourselves. There's a free module to it. So, please go ahead and get the keywordtranslationfactory.com keyword tool. We're also, Brian, talked to Gary a little bit earlier. So one of the things that we want to do is give everybody an extra license because we know that a lot of people use VAs.
Awesome. Yeah.
Or they have a person in their business. So except for the monthly, we're going to give everybody a extra license as a bonus just for hanging out with us for so long. And even on the replay, we'll go ahead and honor that for you as well. So one of the things that I really want to share at this juncture, and I really want questions to come in so that we can answer that while we're on here, such as the one that Sam just gave us. When you're doing this, make sure not to forget to do screen grabs, right? So if you're going to do that, show the person where they were first, and then as Garrett or Terry did, make a little video that says, hey, this is where you are. This is what I've done. Because if you do that, what is that doing? It's proving that you are the one that did that work, right?
Yeah. I also think a video is better because that was one of my first tactics to get clients when I left my day job, was to show the map pack or the first page of Google and they hear your voice. So, straight away there's that, when you do phone them and you're talking on the telephone, it's like they know you a little
Correct.
bit, even if it's just a little bit, because you've done, they recognize your voice. So yeah, I would definitely recommend doing that. And you can just use Jing, which is free. You can get up to do 5-minute videos for free. Easy peasy. Yep.
Jing is very easy, right?
It is.
You just record your screen, and the first 3-pack I tried to rank with Ranking Factory. I messed around. I finally got it ranking, and I was telling people, but I didn't have any proof that it ever had been out of the 3-pack. And I was like,
yeah.
Oh, I need to start my recording a little sooner when I first pick someone. When I get a client or when I just am playing around, rather than wait until afterwards and going, look here, this person's in the 3-pack. So, which is what I did then with my case study I did for my training group, just to show them, look, this is what I'm doing. You can check up on me, see where he is now, and check up on me and see if it's moved at all. If it's moving down, obviously I'm doing something wrong. If it's moving up, then I'm doing something right. And we can all, learn from it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
Exactly. So, Brian, any comments that you'd like to make or questions that you actually have because you've done this?
The thing that, sorry, so I've just read somebody's thing. It says the links aren't clickable. You need to actually manually type that in. If
you look at the link in the chat, though, the link in the chat, you should be clickable.
Oh, is there a link in the chat? No, that isn't clickable. No.
No, I see what happened. It's got the, for some reason, it picked up the href on it. So let me see if I can fix that for you. Okay?
No, I get it. Yeah.
There we go. There, now it is. Gary fixed it.
So somebody said they would like clarity on the different options.
Sure. Okay. You want me to go to the page and let's go over the options?
Yes, please.
I can do that. Hang on one second. All righty. So the way that this works is we do have an upfront payment, very, nominal, and then it does carry with it a monthly payment afterwards. So when we go down to our buy buttons, you'll notice it's $226.97 for the first month, and then it's $29.97 for every month thereafter.
Wow.
I mean, how cheap is that, right?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
And this is included.
Today, that's for 2 licenses, right?
It is.
So this is for 2 licenses. So if you were to buy that, you get your 2 licenses. This is our VA, which automatically has 2 licenses. So this will get you 3 licenses. Okay?
Yep.
For people that have an agency, we have a 5 license package, and this will actually get you 6 licenses. Okay? And this is our single payment. All right, and this automatically will get you 3 licenses because it comes with 2. And on the $47 a month, it's just $47 a month. There's no extra. You get 1 single license.
Now, on that single payment one, though, that's one time, no monthly after that.
Correct. There's no monthly.
Beautiful.
Brian,
Yes.
we've been here a while. Ask me a question. Say, Pat, is that all you can do?
Pat, surely you can do better than that.
Are you crazy? This is an insanely great deal as it is, right?
Brian, go screw yourself. Is that what you're saying?
How dare you ask such a thing? Even though
Dare you should say something. So I haven't even asked Gary this, but if you click on here, you'll notice that we've already added a $200 coupon code for you. But you have to use RFR 200.
Oh.
Okay? RFR 200. So if you do that and hit apply, why is that not working? Oh, I know why. Because I'm just not the smartest light bulb in the drawer. Hang on a minute. I took you to the wrong page. How about that? This is do not go to this page, everybody. I'm bad. I'm thinking of something else. So that's my fault, Brian. See, I set that up and then I screwed it up. What about that?
I don't know. Just can't get the staff these days. Is that it?
I know. That's it.
It's just that he's old. He told you he was old. I mean,
He did. That's He's he kind of dug himself out of that hole before it even happened, didn't he?
Yeah, I did. I preempted the problem.
That's the word I was looking for. I just couldn't come out with it.
Okay, so here's the site, and there's a coupon code right here. RFR 200. Okay, so hopefully that will work. There we go.
There we go. Awesome. Thanks, guys.
So you can, everybody can get that blessing. Okay. Now on the page, you're going to see something else, and I need to explain this. This is Ranking Factory and Content Factory combination. Now I don't want to confuse everybody, but in the process of everything that we saw today, Brian,
Yep.
it all comes together with what? Content.
Yep.
Okay? So if we have another product called contentfactory.club, so people can go here and check it out. And if you want to have the perfect content in relationship to everything that you're writing, then, you can come and take a look at this. And this is another product. There's a little video here. But this actually goes out and gets really good relevant content for you to bring in. And Terry, you use both of these, so what do you think about that?
It's nearly perfect content. I mean, it's not perfect every time, depending on your niche, but it's darn close and gives you lots of content and allows you to, that you can pop into, anywhere in Ranking Factory Revolutions, because you do need content. You need an article for your HTML creator, documents for your, articles for your document stacker, your article stacker. So like content matters, and you want relevant content, and that's what it goes and gets, relevant content. You put in keyword, it'll bring in stuff based on that keyword and several LSI keywords around it. So it'll bring you back, tons of
I've used
relevant.
Good.
And it was a lot better than I was expecting it to come back with, the content. And bearing in mind, I don't want to, beat that same old drum, but I've been doing SEO for a very long time, and the main pain in the rear with SEO is you need content for it. And I've used nearly every piece of, software or whatever it is out there, and this, I would say, is probably one of the best.
Right, and you have low expectations because you've tried the others and you go, that's not so great. I've got to go tweak it all. And
I was.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was not expecting it to be this good of content.
Yeah.
Because all the other ones have set you up to believe that AI cannot give you great content.
That's
You're going to just have to hire someone to write it all.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So we've added that over here, and just for your group as well, if they do this, you can do this order, and there's another coupon code somewhere. Where's the coupon code? Oh, there it is. Okay. RFR 300.
Oh, lovely. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate that.
Okay. And
So
I hate to do
check out
single
that
payments.
Everybody check out that contentfactory.club and see what you think. You will be surprised at the quality of content you're getting, especially if you tried other content software.
But do not buy anything on the page but this combo right here. Do not buy anything on the Content Factory. If you do, contact me, because we need to set up affiliate links for Brian, which we haven't done yet. So if you do buy it, I will refund your money, for that specific purpose, because this is a new platform that we're working on. And the only thing that we're offering right now with this discount is this particular product for Brian. Okay?
Thank you.
Just want to be very clear about that as we progress. But the combination of these two, it's like a 1-2 punch. You got your great content. You have to think about it. You can actually put your images in your perfect content. You can put your video URLs from your video channel, right, Brian, in there.
Yep.
Your images from your Flickr, images from your Google Drive go into your article content. And then when you bring that over into the Ranking Factory, you've got the HTML from the perfect content. You just copy, cut, and paste and put it into the HTML creator that we have over there, and bam, you're done. And all you ever really did was put a single keyword in the Content Factory Club, and you got your articles with a little bit of work, but it's pretty simple, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So, that's where we want to go with that, and I wanted to explain that. Does that help explain everything to everybody? You good with that?
Yep, I am, guys.
Okay. Any other questions coming in?
Is there
any installment payment plans? Yes, Sam. If you contact us, I will make a special button for you with Brian. We'll have to set that up for you. But yes, my Skype is. I should probably put this up here. Gary, explain UVR.
UVR is Ultimate Video Ranking. It's a course we did last year. It dominated the Warrior Plus for for almost a month. For top week, it was the #1 product on Warrior.
Wow.
And it currently still sells today for $67. I still get sales on it consistently.
Huh. Okay. So since somebody asked about that, it's a $67 program. If anybody Skypes me, or me or Brian, either one, we'll actually throw that in as another bonus. $67 value, and it's selling today. And it is the, why am I doing this?
I don't know, but I'm appreciating it.
Here's gonna kill me. Ultimate, if I can spell right.
Trust
Actually,
me,
this is,
if you're throwing it in as a bonus, they don't care how you spell it.
ultimate video ranking bonus.
Awesome.
Okay.
Awesome.
And this is actually, Brian, this is the course that Gary put together after he learned how to do video stacking in YouTube.
Oh, wow.
This is going back 3 years ago.
Did he learn that from me?
I think he told me he took your course, and then he added a little bit of salt and pepper to it.
Wow.
And some Old Bay seasoning from here in the United States, which is really good. And came up with this awesome formula, that, and those things are still stacked today. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But that was the essence of how we came up with Ranking Factory. Isn't that cool?
It is cool.
So if you get this course and you take time to go through it and read it, you will understand how and why we built and how and why Ranking Factory works. So it's pretty cool.
Amazing.
But all of this being said, with all the things that we're doing here, everybody needs to give us a little bit of grace, because we have to manually go make all this stuff for you. So when you buy, we're going to get the links, and within 24 hours, we guarantee that you'll have your licenses. You'll be part of the members area. We'll get you into the Skype group, and we'll get you these bonuses as well. Okay?
Awesome.
So is anybody excited about this? Give me a hell yes if you're excited.
Hell yes. Oh, no, you didn't.
All right. Yeah, I know you're excited.
I just want to say something, right? What I like when it comes to things like this is when you see a piece of software and people have, and please don't take this the wrong way, guys. I mean this is a positive. When you look at a piece of software and the UI, like the user interface, you can tell that people haven't spent 20 years trying to make it look really, really pretty and then having a piece of shit software on the back end of it. This is software that you've developed for yourself, that you know what the button, you just have to press the buttons and it does it, right? It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but that's why I know that that's how I know that you guys stand behind these things, because it's not had that UI development put on it. Does that make sense?
Right. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Hey, Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Can you let me show my screen real quick? I just want to show people what Dr. Leon did in his spare time with a video, ranking videos.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Using Ranking Factory.
You're coming up. Yeah, and Andrew's right. Brian, shiny object syndrome happens too much.
Yeah.
But solid stuff rocks. So I'm assuming, Andrew, that you're considering this to be solid stuff, right? Yay!
Yeah, I hope so. Yes.
This is not a super difficult keyword.
Watch this, guys. This is really cool. Look, this is really cool.
For a medium competition keyword, that's the place where Patrick told you. You can go and get the keyword software if you want it, and then some videos about it.
Yeah,
and some images for it. The only thing that's not from what Leon did is the number 9. All the rest of them are, he used Ranking Factory to rank videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 videos on page 1.
All from the same account.
Yeah, and the thumbnail also.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see this is you can see what account, same account, best review on YouTube, best review. I mean,
And it's worth noting that in today's Google, you very, very rarely see more than 1 or 2 videos on the first page.
yeah, 2 is fairly rare, but 7 you don't see that.
No, absolutely.
And that's his ranking factory. That's the power of Ranking Factory. You don't have to use it for videos, but you can. Like I said, point your target URL can be any URL.
Yeah.
Hey, a final note, guys, and there's a backstory that we need to tell you real quick. This software was never intended to be sold.
Exactly right.
We made this software for ourselves, and we reached a point where we realized that we can't cover all the niches. What's the point?
Yeah.
We can actually market the software, but you're seeing what we developed just for our own use.
Yeah.
And that comes through in the Skype group, where, like I said, it's not people cutthroat competing against each other. It's people going, I just got, I moved from, 64 to 8, and this is what I did. And they lay out exactly which module they used, what they did and stuff. And then other people try it and go, oh, I went ahead and added in sheets there. And people tell you exactly what they did. So you can try it that way if the way you're working isn't getting you quite the rankings you want.
Yeah.
It's a great place for people to share and read what other people have shared.
So Terry, do me a favor.
Uh-oh.
I can't read it. How many websites are we competing with here?
781,000. So
Okay.
3/4.
So that's pretty significant, right?
Yeah.
Take the word factory off the search.
It is significant, but not as significant as 7 videos on page 1. That's what's
I understand, but
now you're up to over 13 million.
okay. So scroll down. Look at that. So
Boom.
this is a heavy keyword, right? And because of what we're doing, we're now starting to penetrate real keywords, right, Brian?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Brian will tell you, if you want to rank something, if you start with long tail and then work your way to the shorter tail, you'll have success.
Took the
Put in
word
the word
right out of my mouth.
software.
Took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was going to say.
Software. Spell it right.
Yeah. I was just testing you.
How many competing pages?
623,000 only. But
Okay.
both the target URL and the video are ranking here in the top 5.
So if you listen to what we're saying, okay, then you can see that you can start off and just dominate your local niche because they're not necessarily competing with the type of people that we're competing with. So the possibility always exists that you could start to get 1 or 2 of your YouTube videos and knock somebody off the bottom of the page, right? How cool is that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then as you continue to do this and you do more and you do more, you just start to engulf it. And this is where
rank your pages, you can rank the videos, you can rank your PDFs, you can rank, and this, although it's only 623,000 competing results, there are ads on the top and the bottom of it. So you got 5 AdWords ads on there. So, it's competitive.
Hey, Terry, can you share a screen with me? I want to give them a final image of what the software will actually do with the images.
I will.
I believe I can. Okay, you should just have to click share your screen.
Hit accept, Gary.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Ah,
You
awesome.
see it? Now we'll go to a few more. This is the article and doc stacker we saw earlier. If you're making a G site, here's your Google silo. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
It's a little small, but yeah.
And how about the language stacker? This is technically what you can do. I didn't show the lateral stacking. Sorry about that.
Look at that.
This is our lateral stacking. Now, you can use a buffer dock in here in place of the Google site just as easy.
Yeah.
You can actually move that. So,
Yeah.
okay, with that, I'm going to turn it back over to who wants to take the screen now?
No, that's fine. We can leave it right there. We're just going to ask any last questions, and
Okay.
we're going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Any last comments, Brian?
No, just, I'm in that Skype group now as well. So anybody, all of you guys that do buy, I'll be in there. And I know a few of you that are on this call. I'm in some Skype groups with other things with them. And I'm in there. And when I'm active, I'm active. You know what it's like. Sometimes you're off doing other projects and stuff. But I'm always there to, do things and answer questions and stuff. So yeah,
Cool.
This is just one of those pieces of software that I firmly believe that anybody that's doing any type of internet marketing, not just SEO, any type of internet marketing, because SEO to me is the forefront of it. And this is something that people need. But thanks for your time, guys.
CPA offers, launch jacking, client SEO. I mean,
Yeah.
GMB stuff for 3-packs. It's you can rank about anything with it.
Yep, you name it. Well, you did just name them all, I think.
Just about.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome.
okay, I'm gonna just blow everybody away with one last thing, okay, and then we're gonna go. How much do we trust everybody, and how much do we say people are hiding behind the screen, Brian? I mean, these guys that are shiny objects. Can you ever reach them?
No.
Okay. Do you guys know what that is?
Your PNOM
number.
Yes, that is my phone number.
Wow.
Okay? So if you have any questions, something isn't working, you can either Skype me or you can call me. Okay?
Awesome.
Gary and myself and Terry and Leon, this is just kind of a way to say we're here, we're not hiding. If you buy something from us, we're going to support you in every way, shape, or form. And if you can't get it to work, we'll even try to help you. And if it still can't get it to work, we have no problem refunding every single penny.
That's
Okay?
amazing.
So
Amazing.
that's who we are. That's what we're doing. And we appreciate everybody for being here. And for those of you that are watching on the replay, I hope that you were as blessed in seeing what we can do as we are in developing this. And just remember, the 2 more modules that we know that are coming, plus 3 tools, is the calendars and the maps.
Awesome.
Just a real quick question, right? Brian, how powerful do you think calendars are?
Is that a trick question?
No.
No, I'm playing with you.
Yeah.
I know they're powerful, but that's only because of something I was doing a little while ago. But I don't think anybody else knows that they're powerful.
So here's a little thing to think about in calendars, okay? Calendars has 48 sections per day, every 30 minutes, right? So you can take, when we come out with a calendar module, which is very soon, you're going to be able to fill in the documents with the calendar. It's going to recreate that calendar 48 times a day. And then it's going to replicate that 365 days a year. Okay?
Wow.
Now, in order for that to be effective, what does Google have to do to know what is on that calendar? They have to crawl it, correct? So that they know what is on your calendar because we made it public.
Yeah.
So now what happens if you take that calendar and you take that embed code of your calendar and you put it in your Google site? You put it into your HTML page that you're creating for your stats. You put it in your translation and you translate all of you see the potentiality of the power, right?
Yeah.
Because every 30 minutes,
automatically every 30 minutes, forever.
it's updated. It's updated every 30 minutes, for crying out loud.
Hey, the story behind calendars when Patrick and I first explored them, this is real cute, and we'll make it fast. We were thinking that each 30 minutes we could put in like YouTube description, and it would only hold 5,000 characters. So we went and we didn't know for sure, so we grabbed an article that had 937,000 words. And we stuck it into a 30-minute period, and then it said, "Do you want to add more?" and begged. It had no bottom, guys.
At that time, it had no bottom, is right.
You could put 1 million words into a single event.
Wow.
And the one other thing that they allow you to do is attach, this is a stupid way of saying it, attach attachments. You can add attachments to your calendar as well.
You have live links. And those of you who've been doing SEO a while, I don't know why you haven't been doing calendars, but very few people use them.
Yeah.
It's a Google property. Google loves it when people use their stuff.
Exactly.
So if there's only a few of us using calendars, they're going to reward us for it because that's the way to get other people to use it, to have me use it and say, "Oh, I really like this." And Brian say, "Oh, I'm getting powerful links every 30 minutes with this," so that other people start using it.
Yeah.
You know, that's how Google works. Reward you for using their property so that you'll tell other people about it. So, yeah, calendars will be powerful. They have been in the past when you build them by hand. I mean,
and what's the timeline? Did you mention that?
What?
Timeline for it being developed or put out into the software?
Okay. Oh, calendars is probably within the next 2 weeks it'll be running.
Okay.
Maps within the next 4 to 5 weeks,
Awesome.
it will be up and running. And then we have 3 other little utility tools that we're building that are around YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say within the next 6 weeks, we are going to be pretty much finished with this. And then we're going to go out and, you know, you're going to do a regular launch for us at $197 a month.
Cool.
For this product.
Yeah.
Which I think is worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So that being said, we're still in beta, right? So there are going to be little hiccups and glitches, like about every 3 to 5 days we come up with a new version, things that we've added and things that we fixed.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you run. We're running about an hour 10, 2 hours 10. That's too long.
Awesome. But guys, thanks so much for your
what will
time.
be in the Maps module? Okay. Just real quick. George, in the Maps module is going to be things like Terry showed you with the pins. It's going to be things like showing you, hijack other people's pin positions. It's going to, it's awesome. It's just going to be awesome. That's all I can say. And that alone, listen to me. That alone, Brian, how many Maps programs have you bought out there for $497? Well, let me rephrase that question. How many have you seen?
I've bought lots at that price point and over, and I've been involved with courses that we've sold for a lot more than 497.
Right. And can you then appreciate that this MAPS program is going to be sold individually in the open market, but it's going to be part of the current membership of $29.95 a month.
Yeah, that's just
99. Isn't
shocking.
that insane?
It is, yeah.
It's insane. But
we've got to remember is nearly every element of the software right now is worth the $29 a month by itself.
Exactly.
The Skype group alone is worth more than that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. Really,
Awesome.
really is great. Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna say good night. Thank you, and we look forward to helping everybody. And for those of you that are on a replay, if you stayed this long, shame on you.
Thanks for having us, Brian.
No, thank you.
Brian,
thanks very much. All the best, guys.
Bye-bye.
Cheerio. Bye-bye.